So hello on the morning, welcome to my review of Ballroom episode 15. I thought another really good episode, very surprising episode. I could not see it coming that Tatara was gonna betray Sengoku. That is like a huge betrayal to us. It's like, took you in, he trained you. I compare it a lot to martial art. I compare it a lot to very classic martial arts animes and movies and so on. Hong Kong kind of action movies, right? It's like you have this old master takes you in. You know, he couldn't even pay, right? Yeah, like Tatara couldn't even pay for the lessons. And then he worked at Shinatsu's ex-rival, yeah. He worked there, got money so he could pay for dance lessons, and he chose to pay at Morris instead. That's a gigantic betrayal, right? Like he spent to get money so he could pay someone else. Then the people took him. Like, man, what a traitor is. Amazing traitor, yeah. I could not see it coming. He's a nice guy, right? He's a nice guy and, former nice guy. No, but really, it's almost unheard of the kind of betrayal from the main character to his coach, right? To his master, or whatever, his Shisho sensei and so on. Yeah, I mean, especially just alone from it being a Japanese teen, right? Like, it's very, very disloyal. And I mean, in Japan, like, you're very loyal. If you get a job in Japan, the company, you work it until you die, right? Like, that's very, very common. Which is one, a good and a bad thing with Japan. But that was one thing, for example, like it's very, very common these days, right? We look at the West, like industrial countries today, that you have to change your job, right? Like once every 30 years. Yeah, there's a lot of like job flipping and so on, right? Even if you're higher educated and so on, so there's a lot of that. But in Japan, it's like, oh, you have this thing, oh, you come in this company, you work there. Then you're stuck there. But a good thing is that it's very reliable. Like you can work there probably for like another 20, 30 years. They don't really fire you. They kind of just like give him less responsibilities, so you will feel bad, right? but really, that's one of the big reasons, right? When you watch, if you read or watch whatever, right? His strongest Kenichi, not whatever martial art anime, it's extremely uncommon. Right? Look at like classic Dragon Ball. Okay, sure, Goku advanced into other masters. He went from like Kamisen and so on. Yeah, he went upwards, right, to like the gods that could train him. But he would never like betray, Master Roshi, right? He would never betray him and say, I'm gonna go and train at the train school instead. He had the crane side. He would never do that. He can go upwards, like to his master's master, Quitty. What's the English name for him? They were the cat. And so on, right? But he would never change his master like midway, yeah. So that's actually extremely surprising, I think. Extremely unheard of in anime. It almost never happens. And to me, it also feels kind of weird. Like it feels like Tatara is completely wrong here. I'm loyal to Sengoku, no, but I feel that as soon as you get to Marisa's place, and she's like, this is how you get score points. I mean, sure, of course, she's good at it, like, and she's very like methodically good at it. But it doesn't feel Tatara right. He's like, I don't like this guy. The rival antagonist, like, I don't like this guy. He leads too much. It's about being friendship and like, power nakama and so on. I get typical shonen guys about, like the whole that thing. And he's like, yeah, I don't like it. And she's all about like, this is how you get points and so on. That's not Tatara. Tatara, typical main character guys, like, a special way to do it, a special way to like bring front the lady and make her blossom, like with Mako-chan and so on, right? That's typical main character stuff, I would say. I mean, not specifically that he did it, but in that kind of aspect, that you have a main character that is good at his sport and has like an other angle to it, right? And Sengoku is kind of like a wild horse, and he has angle, and I feel he's a character that can see that, okay, Tatara, you are good at this, so I'm gonna teach you how to be good at what you are good at, and I'm gonna try to like bring from your potential, right? Where Marissa is a person that feels like, nope, I'm just gonna teach you how to dance like everyone else. Yeah, I'm just gonna like, this is how you do it, this is how you get points, do that. Which also, of course, would be Hodo's lack in the end, right? Yeah, I think you supposed the whole thing, right? Hodo is, of course, like the most well-trained, the most well-disciplined dancer in Japan, right? From his mom, but in the end, he's just like amazing much hard work. Or he's amazing at hard work, but he's hard work. Where Tatara is like, he's gonna get hard work, get experience, and also has this like this perverse talent, right, that he can beat him with. So, and that is, of course, scaring Hodo and makes him interesting. He's like, oh, he's also happy, so I can't be that. So it feels kind of weird, and I would definitely assume he's gonna go back to Sengoku. you know, eventually, yeah, as soon as he like, beats this other guy, like the end of this season, he's probably gonna come back. He's like, okay, I saw her method, it gave me this kind of like score-based fundamentals, but no, I want to be, you know, me, so I go back to my old master. That probably is gonna happen. I have a hard time seeing him staying at her after a tournament or two. It just doesn't feel like a good fit for him at all. But anyway, what happened in the episode then? Yeah, we saw him going against the antagonist. And I like it too, he's gonna be the next enemy to beat, right? Because he's like the reverse Tatara. It's like, oh, he leads too much. He's like, he's overshadowing his partner. So you see this in the scene. Yeah, well, you are just doing the reverse. You're too considerate. Yeah, he's and of course it was great when they left together here. And he's like, you get that smile at like, noob. I show you how to do it. I love that. That was great. But yeah, that was a big scene. The whole betraying part was obviously the main thing. And I mean, obviously the dance as well kind of combined into that. He wants to learn Marissa's style, the evil, meanie style of dancing. Yeah. The only part that really happened that was kind of weird was, I guess it was Russian based on the name there. There was like touchings and Goku's private parts. That was weird. I mean, it was a kind of funny joke, but I was just like, what's happening? that was weird. That felt kind of like, okay, here's a weird joke about this guy being gay, I guess. That was like, what? And otherwise, I mean, I love the whole, when he talks to Snatcher, right? He enters there, and she's training with the girls. She's training with like the Obasan and so on, the Obasan characters, and he's entering there, and they're like, what you doing? Oh, training her feminine parts to try to make her more of a female. And he's like, oh, that's good. It's good. You improve your weakness, honey. Like, what do you mean by weakness? It's like, I mean this thing. You're not very feminine. He's like, shut up. Yeah, like that's. I love that. It's like Sundara. It's like, we're gonna teach her to be less Sundara and be more feminine. I was like, we're gonna try that. We're gonna try to do that. I was like, it's hard. So that was funny. And of course, I love the last part when they're going to the tournament anyway, right? And I would like to coach Maritza. He's like, well, you know, I promised them, and she's like, well, I don't care because you're my partner, so I just follow you. So that's kind of nice to how she kind of just, I guess, I skipped 2 months there, right? And then after that, she's like, well, you know, you're my partner and more, I guess, some kind of, yeah, like, we have some kind of relationship, at least we're friends. So I'm just gonna cheat, not cheat, lie to the coach as well because you want me to lie to her. So yeah, whatever, yeah, I follow you. So I mean, that feels good because it means she follows him mentally more, right? More like an agreeable level. Not at a dance, but also outside the floor. She's still like, yeah, I cannot follow my partner, but he's my partner. So that sounds really good. Like they are probably way better partners now, right? I would assume so at least. But anyway, I think it was a really good episode as well. Very surprisingly, I think it's almost unheard of, right? You see the kind of disloyal behavior in Japan, in anime. It's like that is just not happening in most animes. You see someone like, I'm gonna betray you, master. Like, it's in their face. Like, yeah, that doesn't happen. But that kind of nice. It's just one thing like you backstab them literally with a sword on right, and you that's one thing when you do that thing in some random anime. Oh, we had two students, one of them were evil and killed him. Like, that's one thing. But not when you have a good student. They just told you, okay, I'm gonna leave you, master, and get another master. That's like, what? You don't do that if you're a good guy. Yeah, good guy doesn't do that. So, very surprised. I'm in shock. I'm in shock still. I'm in shock of this episode.